Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile.
The dead should remember their place.
We have finally arrived in Merciless. We're back to where we were about a month ago with the previous playthroughs. So, well, not quite. I mean, we're now in Act 1 of Merciless, of course, and we still have to get to Act 4. But we are getting closer and closer to running maps and doing all the fun stuff that belongs with the end game. And I'm very curious to see how far we can push this bad boy. Because this is the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut will not be stopped. I hope I can keep saying that basically till we reach the end of the game. No? Just completely ruffle stomp Malachi. That would be nice. Wow, we're stunning Hillock. So, bye bye. Was nice never really knowing you, Hillock. So let's have a chat with Harkley and then we move on swiftly. Like a ninja. So what's our weakest resist right now? 36 fire. Okay. Then symbolically we're gonna pick the firing. That's a lot of fire resist. 27 plus 35. That's 62 points of fire resistance. We put that in the right hand side one. We completely max it out actually. See? All we did was give up a little bit of cold. And a little bit of fire. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the box. It looks interesting enough to keep. Put it in with the rings. So I always put the rare ones on the left side, the blues and the whites on the right hand side. So I got a rough idea of how my division is, and as you can see that some colors of 2 stone rings drop more frequently than others. Well, yeah. Alright, let's move on. Let's see how far we can get in Act 1 in a single episode.
I am surrounded by living corpses.
You dying, a moment of your time.
Ooh, Vorici. That's nice that he stands out this early. Assassinate the target, keep the hostage alive. And the good thing is the hostage is on my side, so it just rewards us for a speedy kill. I can do speedy kills. We click open this one. Artisan. And we get a whole armor scrap. Yay. Ooh, look. Down here. Mission completed. I do like how large the pack sizes are here. Lots of things to kill. Okay. Get back up. It's not very far running back to Vorici. Very easy to get reputation. Especially since I don't really have Vorici that high yet. With the Shadow, of course, I had him as my in my hideout, but now I got Haku there because you know, this my primary this season is a Marauder rather than a Shadow. Let's see, Fire Lady. No chance whatsoever. I'm level 62, this is a 56 area, so in all fairness, I have a little bit of an advantage. Not a lot, but a bit. A bit is all you need. There. Grab the waypoint, and as always, the high difficulties, I skip the side area with Hail Rake, because there's no point in going there. Hey, Matlets, here we go. And there is a true horde of Perandus hordes. So this is one of the visually the strongest effects they got, or the most demanding, I suppose, for purpose of rendering. Because normally if I'm running the game uncapped, I easily get 120, 150, 160 frames, depending a bit on where I'm playing. So I got my frame rate capped at 60 for recording. And during that fight it actually dropped down to mid 40s. So yeah, Perandus effect, it's pretty darn heavy. All that gold shine. This was the first one. Let's follow the river. Grab the second one. Metalsmith's Gifts. I don't remember seeing that one before today. Dread Mole. Wondering now if the Dread Mole is better than the Karoo Mole. Oh no, whatever. It's 4 sockets, doesn't really matter. So earlier today, while playing with another character, I actually found another one of those Metalsmith's gift cards. I don't remember seeing a single one of them in the previous season. Okay, so let's look for some walls and then the exit. And it's over there. So some of the achievements do reward you for exploring and fully clearing even some of the indoor and outdoor areas in all the different acts. But for the sake of convenience and for just keeping things interesting, I'm basically gonna focus on just getting ahead and doing the interesting boss fights and looking at all the different trials and things like that. And killing the last zombie and that's not really that interesting, I would say. So I will slowly build up the achievements. So in here we gotta look for the way downwards, not forwards but downwards. Gotta get that skill point from the Dweller in the Deep. Keep stunning them, and these guys are yellow. And that's just with the regular hammering that I do with the Earthquake. Omen Wand. If you put a cast on melee stun on it, you still stun them really easily. Okay. Yes, we found it. Good. So when more damage presents itself, I will at some point automatically respawn the golem. But for now, they're just not doing the damage. It's a fun bit of a cast on damage taken setup. That levels alone. Keep the target alive, slay the guards. That could be an issue. You are not targets, you're just a random new unique or exile. Okay, let's see, single hit. I have to keep the target alive, so I really have to be careful, but I think it worked. There's a single Earthquake Smash and then another reluctant single Earthquake Smash. Gouger. With chromatic links. And there is the Deep Dweller. Here, have a totem as well, actually. Make it go even faster. The totem also does 2600 TPS. So, nothing actually interesting dropping. So we go back to Virici and then we just walk out. That's probably better than going back to the waypoint, which I usually do. And we now have a level 4 Virici, which means we get more options in terms of crafting links and everything related to sockets in our hideout. Ooh, squid fest. Boom. And this bridge marks the exit, or at least the right way towards the exit. I like how there are some of these visual cues in the game that tell you where you're going, and if you play this game often enough and you're invested enough into the game and layouts and things like that, then it will help you advance faster through the game.
Come to me, Exile.
Oh wow, Katarina.
I'm gathering a little.
Revive corpse. Kill corrupted monster. That's the thing I just revived, right? Yes. Talk to Katarina. Excellent. I like the quest where I don't actually have to move. Just kill things. Also, I think there used to be rare there and we just flattened it. Didn't even have a chance to upload. Also, a minimap like this was actually where I walked. You could pass through it, but if you look on the minimap, you would say like, yeah, there's a wall there. I really wish the Granite games would go back to the earlier X and fix the minimap generation for these areas to make it a bit clearer to see where you can actually walk and where the walls are. Because it's nice that every area does have its own style of drawing the walls. It does add character to the minimap, but yeah, it has to be functional as well. What's this? The rat cage. A lot of evasion rating. A bunch of extra maximum life. Negative 5 less maximum fire resistance. 15% increased movement speed, so it makes you go faster. 20% increased fire damage taken. So on top of less maximum resistance, you also take more fire damage, and 10% of the fire damage taken as physical damage. Okay, so fire damage that you would, if someone casts a fireball at you, some of that is converted to physical rather than fire, so there's less of an impact on the whole fire damage taken and fire resistance thing. But 190 max life is pretty strong, especially at level 56. I mean, at that point you got like, say, 1200, 1500 life, depending on what you play. So 200 base life is pretty nice. But that's more coins than I got, so... Sorry, Kadiro. Oh, gonna happen. Also, I think a whole bunch of goats killed themselves on me while I was standing around. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I keep Vengeance with life gain on hit. It's very good for passively staying alive. At some point, damage your cosmic damage taken setup is gonna kick in, so you get a golem and things like that. So basically, lag resistance and server ping out, the server timeout resistance is one of the key phrases for this build. Things have to get really crazy if you are to actually lose your character to a random server hiccup. Kill the barrel. You are just a regular blue. waypoint, and we have enough stuff that it's probably wise to return, sell stuff. I probably should get into the habit of just heading to my hideout to sell things, but hey, we're now getting actual item rewards here. So I like how they set up the rewards here. So on the left side you have armors that are 4-linked and white, so you can craft them into something that you want. On the right side you got a random number of sockets and they are rare. So going with this side you can ID it and you have a scroll and you just have a rare. It can be anything. On this side you need to provide your own orb of alchemy in order to make it into a rare. In this case, no, going with something like these Goliath Greaves, I'm using Ancient Greaves, and if you include all the armor bonuses, it's almost the same armor. So these are strictly better. So I don't have the space to put other things in. So let's actually sell some stuff. Oh, amulets. So 70 life, bunch of strength, some cold resist. It's not quite bad. Let's actually all hang on to it. It might be useful at some point. Gouger, of course, not going to use that. But then, of course, we have the Dweller reward. That's the skill point that I wanted. So, skill tree. So we actually have quite a bit of the build done already, which is good since we are, well, level 62. Oh, by the time you hit 80 you want to be done with your basic build, because it's really hard to advance afterwards. So, Indomitable is something that I want to grab. Tireless, there's some life notes in here that are useful to grab. That's going to be good. Down here we got Lust for Carnage, it's the life leech. Just even more sustain on top of all the other forms of sustain that we already got. There is martial expertise via the inside here, so to grab a little bit of accuracy. Grab a bit more accuracy as well, and some damage. Then we head east, we grab Shaper. That's going to be good for more life regen. Of course, if we unclick this, then we have the Cyan Life Wheel, which is very good to get. There's various damage bonuses here as well. And maybe eventually some life regen here. There's a dual socket here, there's a dual socket here. With a little bit of extra effort I can grab this socket and that socket if I want as well. So we're set up pretty well, but for now I think we're gonna boost our armor a little bit by going for the Indomitable. And it's also taking 20% reduced extra damage from crits. It's pretty nice, and crits will hurt less, especially once you start running maps that have extra crit chance and extra crit damage on the mobs. This will help you deal with that. Get 1% reduction on top of everything. So, as always, we just put things in the box. Then we move on. Let's see, we have our currency stuffs. Still really enjoying the tab. It's nice to just put stuff in there. Let's see, let's do some sorting. And these boots as well, they just are there for sorting later. So the ledge, I could probably make it to at least the next waypoint. I mean, advancement has been going pretty quickly, so might as well. Ooh, big yellow armor strongbox. Also Fist Reflect. Just look at that health bar, not really moving. I think I dropped down to 2705, so that's 30 health lost. What's this gonna do? More items. Extra pack of magic monsters. Items have quality, additional socket, and cost clouds. Okay, so there's nothing that's gonna be overly scary. We can deal with that. I mean, corpse explosion plus frozen, for example, is less fun. And we get a single superior regicide mask. Well, there's more, but they are not worth picking up. Loot filter says so. And since I spent quite some time tuning the loot filter to more or less only show the items I'm actually interested in. If the loot filter says so, it's good. I do check every once in a while if I'm overlooking something. Oh, 6-socket Dreadmaul. This changes everything. I just still don't have the currency to actually roll it into a 6-link, but just 3-link, 2-link and a 1-link. But I can keep it around. Now I think once I find the end game items, that's gonna be high 60s, maybe even a level 70. I haven't actually looked at what's gonna be the best. That's where I'm gonna look for 6 sockets that eventually I'll turn into a 6-link, hopefully. And we can see how much further we can push Earthquake. Because it's already a really terrifying, powerful skill. It's only gonna get worse. I'm actually very curious to see how damage reflection maps are gonna go. So far I've only encountered damage reflection rares, and those you can just shrug off. But on a map where everything is reflecting, that might be more interesting. Very much looking forward to it. Ooh, Fizz Reflect. See, like this. Health bar barely moving. Also, Lightning Shrine. Cool, Frenzy on Death. Well, let's just kill all your friends as well then we don't have to deal with that. All yellow over there. Powerful crits. Ooh, 6-socket Destroyer Regalia. Nice thing is you can hand those in for currency. If you got 6 sockets on an item you're not gonna use. Yes, if he's level 3, I really should do the quest, shouldn't I? On the other hand, it would be very nice to reach the prison as well. We'll see how things go, basically. So, lightning, get off. Elemental Reflect, doesn't really matter since I'm not really strong on elemental damage. Iron Point, the Bone Dust. What's my damage? Yeah, so it's about 1/6 of the damage is fire damage right now. That's, in terms of damage reflection, that really doesn't matter. Perandus, boys. Perandus jewelry box. Also, someone is throwing rocks. Stop doing that. Not appreciative of that.
I cannot carry this.
Coins, coins. Ember Amulet. And the Crypt Armor. Well, we don't have any space for it. Well, we can go back to Tora. She was not that far back, if I remember correctly. Oh, I have to kill the yellow. They just gotta. Tora? Yes, to the right. Yay, she's level 4 now. The Tora helps you enchant belts, gloves, bows, quivers, things like that. It is useful to be able to put more life on your belt, for example. That's useful for any character. Also, I know more damage on your gloves if you don't really need it for anything else. That's useful. Or persistence in your gloves.
A man, a slave is not even worthy of death.
But we made it to the prison in one episode. So let's see what Nessa has to say. Hello there, Nessa. You got an amulet for me. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go with this. Same stats as we already have, but 6 to all the attributes. So we gain extra fire damage, lightning damage, a bunch of extra life, and some extra maximum energy shield, which we don't have. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a massive success with the crowd.
Hello.
So we just sell all the things. So the Dreadnought we keep. I'm just gonna do some crafting with it. Might end up useful, might not end up useful. Well, if next episode I have something new, then it's worked. Otherwise, it didn't. Not too bad about that one, but it's currency. Always get turned into currency. And some Perandus coins, almost got 3000 now, so doing something right there. So this one goes into the project bin. Have a chat with Tarkley. In the next episode we're gonna defeat the Warden. Depending on how fast things go, we might even make it to Merveil. But we'll see that next time. So as always, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.